Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's me, War Rabbit, and today we're going over the balanced data slate and uniform field manual updates that happened last week. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to. I was sick and I had some real life issues. So we'll go over it now. Better late than never, I suppose. So if you've already looked into this, which most people probably already have, for the actual rules updates, there wasn't much outside of no changes to Ad Mech. They're still the same. Big hit to Eldar. So let's just do this one. I don't know what this changed, to be honest. I don't know what that did. From my reading of it, it's the same thing. Maybe I'm looking at it wrong. Maybe it used to be weapons had the assault ability. Now it's just ranged weapons, or because they made and selected to make an advanced move. If you go over to here, is selected to make an advance. So I don't know what the change was. That's on Wapedia, and Wapedia has not updated from what I was reading. Moving over to here, the next one is their re-embark stratagem during the fight phase. Now you have to have actually been charged or been in combat to be able to use these movement abilities to re-embark in a transport, which is huge. That was one of the ways you'd basically do the pseudo indirect. All of them are like that, and then now they've also limited the fire and fade stratagem. You don't get to embark in transports with it anymore either. So that's pretty big. So that basically killed the fire dragon indirect combo, which is, if you've ever gone up against Eldar and they're using the fire dragon indirect combo, it's one of the most boring things to fight against and one of the most annoying things, because they basically put a wave serpent behind a giant ruin. The wave serpent can shoot, um, and the wave serpent has a big gun. The fire dragons pop out from the wave serpent. They hop out inside of the wall. They shoot their guns, and then they either fire and fade, or they pop their stratagem to fire and fade, or they re-embark using the as Skyboard Sanctuary stratagem or anything like that for one command point. They hop in. They get an auto 6 on their leader. That just got nerfed for the aspect shrine token, and then they just probably one shot anything in the game. So the aspect shrine token, now you can't do it on characters anymore. Most of the characters did the same amount of damage. The only thing was the Exarchs for the actual aspect warriors, like the Fire Dragon Exarch or the Howling Banshee Exarch. They actually did a little bit more. I think they had like 1 extra damage or something on their attacks. I forget exactly what it was, but yeah, they just can't do it anymore. It's a slight damage nerf. If they got hit pretty hard in the points as well, so I think the rules changes might not have been necessary. Like as heavy-handed of the points change, I think the rules changes were enough. I don't think they needed to also see a points cost increase. Chaos, nothing there. Dangles, nothing there. Nothing for Death Guard. Drukari, Hand of the Archon, now can be split by Venom, so now your upgraded Kabalites can split. Emperor's Children, their stratagem now affects more transport if it is a transport model or disembark. So now their transports also get rerolls, hit rolls of 1 and wound rolls of 1. Does the Emperor's Children are their rhinos like actually good at shooting or something? Like, do they not? I gotta see that. Oh, I did not spell Emperor right. It's just 2 children. I can't even spell children right. God dang. Let's see. Chaos Land. Oh, I guess the Land Raider, huh? So your Land Raider and your Land Raiders and your rhinos are getting more damage. So I guess the infernal cannons, you get 2 of them, right? 2 infernal cannons. Oh, it's a Demon Princess Lanesh. Oops. Where is it? Because they're 2 transports. Oh my god, thank you. So their Chaos Land Raider has like 2 las cannons, right? This one with 1 Kami Bolter, 2 Soul Shatter las cannons. So I guess that's good for your Land Raiders if you disembark. That's nice, I suppose. That's cool. So your Land Raider now, for 1 command point, it seems you get your land raiders now can reroll hit rolls and rune rolls of 1 if just as a rule, which is nice. So now your land raiders are okay. Do they have predators in this? Can your predators no, because they have the rhino, so it's really only the land raider. Huh. Okay. It is what it is, I suppose. No changes. Pour one out for Imperial agents, boys. They're never getting anything. They solely exist just so you can have allies for your Custodes army, I guess. Remember when Arbites were actually good and they nerfed them, and then they're like, oh yeah, well, we didn't actually want you to take these models and anything else. Oh yeah, Imperial. You know those Grey Knights, that Grey Knight data sheet, Imperial agents that does nothing. Those Terminators that literally have no defense, that aren't good defensively or offensively. No changes. They're good. It's okay. Knights, nothing. I think they got some changes to. Did they get a new data sheet detachment or something? Might have been Chaos Knights. I have to double check. Nothing for Votan. Nothing in Necrons. Orcs got nothing. Space Marines, nothing. You know, it is what it is. Calgar still has no change, obviously. You're still seeing Calgar and Gilliman because Victrix are just broken. Tau Empire, they still got their slight increase, and then nothing else really. T-Sun, Scintillating Legion basically got a lot of their psychic abilities now, can give it to them, so that's okay. Kairos Fate Weaver and Lord of Change got a damage increase. I don't know if that's in the Chaos or Rata Sorcery got a damage increase and a little bit extra range, it seems. Or it might have been a damage decrease. I don't think they reduce the damage on the greater demons. I think that'd be kind of dumb. So it's most likely a damage increase. Oh God, I gotta check now. There's no way they nerfed. There's no way they nerfed Scintillating Legion in specifically for them. Let's see, Kairos. I have to know. There's no way they nerfed it, right? Because like T-Sun's got slapped. 3 damage. Is it updated? Where is it? Okay. So it looks like they've updated most of the Falapia. So yeah, I assume that's a increase, not a decrease. Nothing for Tyranids, the world leaders got nothing. So that's pretty much all the changes, is mainly just nerfing Eldar. You know, it is what it is. Can't do much about it. And it looks like a slight damage increase. Nothing for Tau. Rules wise, a Tau player, you know, always I want more, but I get it. Can't win them all. So now we're moving over to the Uniform Field Manual. Just actually, let's double check. They have some updates to all this. What does the faction pack on Space Marines do? Oh yeah, didn't they nerf Shadow Mark, so you can't get turn 1 you can't get turn 1 strategic reserve. That was one of the nerfs. Imperial Knights. What does Imperial Knights have? Fax and errata. Let's go take a look. Oh my God. Boop, boop, boop. Oh yeah, they also made it so that you have to your deeds for knights, they're only on that battle round instead of the end of the game or whatever. So it only counts for that battle round for that deed or whatever, to get the deed. And then once you have the deed, it's unlocked the whole game. Chaos Demons. What does Chaos Demons have? Did they just get Index Demons? What's the change? What are we missing? Any changes to data sheets? Where is it? Kairos, did you go up? Okay, so I assume that they just updated the T-Suns to Chaos. I don't know what they did for Chaos Demons. Space Wolves. What did Space Wolves have? Saga of the Great Wolf. There's a change to that. What's the change? Doesn't say. You know what? It's because they just added it. That's why it's a new detachment. Okay, so these are all just the new Grommet detachments that got added. Okay, I'm done being stupid. Excuse me. Okay, now we're getting the Uniform Field Manual. Pour one out for Sisters. They got some pretty hefty points increases. Makes sense. Lone Canoness. Oh, let's see if I can zoom in on this. My God. Ooh, there we go. A little better. Hopefully it doesn't blind any of you guys. So we can go back down one. Okay, there we go. Canoness. That's the lone Canoness. She got nerfed. Makes sense. She doesn't. She was a 50-point idiot that could just do anything. Sacrosants. They are the what was it called? The Champions of Faith list, where you just have all of those sacrosants that just sit there and they don't die. Dominions going up 5. Storm bolters, I guess. Hospitaller going up. She's pretty good. Morven Vol. Did they nerf? Yeah, they just nerfed Morven Vol. Don't know why they did that. Morven Vol is in every list, and I get it. They want her not to be in every list, but she's just her and the Paragon Warsuit brick are just so important to Sisters of Battle. It's just why you just kind of smack them for no reason. They just do so much damage, and they're like one of the only ways of reliable anti-tank outside of the actual outside of the tank. Sanctifiers went up. I don't know why. I heard they're good. I've played them. They're okay. I get it. You know, like little flamer dudes. They got decent Overwatch, and you know when they die, you get a faith dice. Retributors going up. Wasn't like the whole like. Didn't they like Didn't they buff Retributors because they never saw play, and they just made them slightly better, and then now they're up 15 points. I'm just saying, like I get it. Like Retributors, you're dealing with you're dealing with that, right? So you go over here, Retributor squad. Let's go in. Sorry about the flashbang. So like, you know, you now get a reroll hit rolls of 1 and wound rolls of 1, and if you destroyed it, you get to add 1 to the hit and wound roll. So it's like, okay, so you have to keep track of that. So you have to do some bookkeeping. So if your enemy tank or something, or like a Victrix guard eats your little 9-man flamer dude that I was just talking about that went up in sanctifiers, right? If a Victrix card squad just eats your sanctifier, now your multi-melta's got +1 to hit and wound roll, so it just kind of ignores that. Now you're hitting on what was it, 3s? So you hit on 3s innately. I get it. 2-shot, strength 9. You know, if you shoot into a tank or something, that's pretty dangerous. But like, they went. I don't know why they're up 15. Oh, dude. Because like, okay, with the fire dragon nerfs, I can see why Retributors went up, right? Because Retributors are just basically, you know, they're supposed to be like their Melta equivalent, and fire dragons got hit pretty hard. You know, I think it was a mistake to wear a white shirt with a white screen. It's just like my camera is just constantly updating. But yeah, Retributors, I get why, like, I can kind of understand it, but you know, it just kind of feels like, what was the point of buffing them if you're just going to nerf them this hard? But I get it. Hospitaller, they go in the Dominion squad, right? They go, I forget the Hospitaller is basically like, we make you strong. Can they go into Sacrosanct? They can, and they're the one that just gives the feel no pain. So yeah, putting them into a Sacrosanct squad is pretty good, and that all went up. So this is just like nerfing the Champions of Faith build, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is, where you just have a shit ton of Sacrosancts just being unkillable, and you have some bricks behind it shooting. I'm pretty sure this is literally just like, these nerfs are all specifically targeted at a Champions of Faith build. But yeah, like the Retributor, I get it. It's just, man, that's a feels bad moment. Oh, Custodes, Alara's Custodians, and Custodians guard down now. Okay, you have more Custodians on the field. They're 10 points. You know, what was it? The 5-man Custodian guard squad is now cheaper than per points than a Victrix guard. And, you know, to be honest, Custodians guard are not, you know, I'm not taking it. Oh, you got some Vigilators. The ladies get a little more love. I think that the problem with Custodians right now for me as a faction is that they're just missing like infantry portable anti-tank, you know, ranged. I think it'd be kind of cool to see like almost a Retributor variant of like of the Sisters of Silence, and have them added to the faction. I think that's going to be a really nice change, and have them, and maybe give us like more Sisters of Silence models, like maybe give them jet bikes so they can go up with the Custodian jet bikes, you know. But Yeah, the custodian guard's kind of cool. Maybe give us like a 3-man heavy weapon squad with like, you know, Pyrex blaster or something, like a combi weapon that has like a giant heavy bolter, and then you just slap a, you know, Phosphex cannon to it and just do that or something, you know, and then have the sisters have something similar, give them like grav cannons or something. It'd be cool. Everything in Richard Siegler's list went up in Ad Mech. Who would have thunk? Um, you know, the guys, the Admech are not really upset by any of these changes. I think specifically the Iron Striders. Who would have thought getting 30-point increase would not feel bad as an Admech player? It only cost me $70 to get one of these Iron Strider Ballistari, and now they're worth more than they're worth 1 point what was that, 1.05 or whatever, 1.15 points per dollar. Terexi Skystalkers, from my understanding, they're literally just a tech piece into some of the meta. So them going up kind of, you know, it is what it is. Sakarans, that, what was it? It's the Halo Screed, right? That's the one that just has like unkillable Sakarans and Sicarians, and that's just, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, Belisarius going up, he's ridiculous. He's like Gilliman, you know, he just basically gives Gilliman buffs. So that's it as it is. Still can't take a Titan outside of a Warhound in any game. You know, no one's taken them yet. Here's the big nerfs outside of Admech, losing, basically just getting Halo Screed smack. I still think Halo Screed's pretty good, but it just got smacked. It is what it is. It's like, it makes sense. If you've ever watched if you looked at Richard Seeker's list for that won the world championship, everything in that list got hit, and he has like 5 or 6 models, 5 or 6 units. Sorry about the sniffles. I really do apologize. Jane Saw going up. She's nuts. She got to go up. Lickish is now even hard. Now you're put more points into that one time Uber bomb that just flies 20 inches up the board. You know, Warp Spider's going up. Jesus Christ, you've really. How much is that? So that's 240 for that one-time use. Lickus runs up the board. Okay. Storm Guardians, they're the only Guardians you take. Okay, Swooping Hawks went up the 5-man again. Well, hold up, no. The last time it was the 10-man on the Swooping Hawks. Now they also nerfed the 5-man. So something's funny there, because they're those. And then Fire Dragons going up. Yeah, it makes sense. Did Fugan not go up? Oh, that's funny. So they didn't nerf Fugan because they're like, oh, we don't want to completely dumpster. We don't want to completely dumpster Eldar, but yeah, we'll slap a 20-point increase on Fire Dragons because they're ridiculous. Eldrad Ulthron, as some, like, I know Eldar players are going to be like, oh, they didn't need to nerf him, but like, he just like, oh yeah, just point and that thing dies type of thing, right? He gives the +1 to wound, right? He's the one that does the the point, and now you are +1 to wound, right? Yeah, Doom. Yep, point. Add 1 to the wound roll. He's the one that just does that, so that's still pretty good. Him and the Fire Dragon brick that can't. Now your Fire Dragons are stuck in the open. So I think the nerfs to the movement Eldar had was more than enough. I think these points changes might have been a little too much. I think they went from like a 60% win rate down to like a 48, and that might have been a little too heavy-handed. I think you'll still see them in the meta. There's going to be some changes, but yeah, this yeah, they really hit them hard. I know the Storm Guardians are like the only thing you take Guardian wise, so it makes sense. Warp Spiders, you only take 5-mans, and then you throw them with, you take like 2 or 3 5-mans, throw one with Lickish, and then have them launch up the board. Jane Zar, she just hops in with her Howling Banshees. It's kind of nuts though that they only nerfed the Warp Spiders and the Fire Dragons, and then they just, I don't know why they tapped Swooping Hawks again. And I think the Storm Guardians are like the only reason to do certain things. Nothing to Yanari, you know, they're not super broken. Astra Militarum not getting any points changes with Grizzled Company is kind of nuts. But that's just me. Black Templars just got points nerfs. Like, oh cool, my Crusader Ancient's down 10 points. Oh yeah, like my Execrator is down 10. Oh, my Gladiator Valiant that nobody takes. Oh, you sure you don't want to take the multi-Melta Talon? You sure? You know, like the Lancer's still there, but like, what about my close range Melta? Yeah, I don't know why they did that. They probably could have just done the points reductions on Black Templars, and then people still wouldn't take a Crusade Ancient. That's just the way it is. The Castellan nerf is the Castellan and the Emperor's Champion are the big ones. Because these are the guys that, like, that's a 30-point increase. That's like a 40-point increase on most lists, which kind of sucks. And you're not getting, oh yeah, the Repulsor Executioner went up 50. I didn't even see that one till the end. Ugh. Yeah, I don't know why they did that. Like, the Black Templars weren't amazing, and then I know there's that one, like, oops, all like I have like 100. I have like 100 models of what's it called? Not Sword Brethren. Where are they? They're the Crusader squads. I have 100 Black Templars on the field list that are pretty cool, using, like, I think High Marshal Helbricht. But like Castellans and Emperor's Champion are just like quintessential to pretty much every good list, and you're running them all Gladius Task Force. And then there's like that one thing with like the repulsors with the Terminator brick and Godhammer, and they just nerfed it for some reason. It's like, okay, I'm still going to take Gladius Task Force, and now I can't take as much Crusader parts. Blood Angels, no changes. Oh, Sanguinore's down 10. Okay, it's down 10. That's good, I guess. Looks like points changes to give that extra damage to Kairos for some reason. Keep her secrets down. Rodigus up. Rodigus makes sense to go. So it looks like the Slaneshi Greater Demons down, Rodigus up, because Rodigus just gets slotted into every single Chaos Knight list, and you just have 3 big knights in Rodigus, and they just don't do anything. The Lords of Change, I guess, went up because they gave them more damage or something. Or I don't remember Lords of Change being amazing. Maybe I don't play against Endless Gift going down 15. Okay, so that's cool. I don't play against enough Chaos Demons to know why this mattered. The points changes to Lords of Change. The only thing I can assume is that they went up in damage. That's the only reason. Rodigus going up makes sense. Like, if you've ever played against Chaos Knights, you played against Rodigus, and he's a problem because he's just good on his own. Chaos Knights, Despoiler up, everything else down. You know, the Desecrator and the Ruinator down. The spoiler going up makes sense. 3 Knight Despoilers with their demonic Gatling cannons are ridiculous. Chaos Space Marines, Forge Fiend going down. Is that the one? Fabi's Vial up 15. Okay, I don't know why they did that. Oh, the Chaos Lord Terminator's down 10. Oh boy, like, I take Chaos Terminators. The Forge Fiend, which one is the one that has the gun? Is it the Forge Fiend or is it the other one? Which is the one that has like the quad, has like the really big, I always forget. No, where is it? There's something else thing. Oh yeah, no, this is the Shooty Fiend. So they're all Forge Fiends down? Do World Eaters Forge Fiends go down? Dark Angels, Azrael down, Ravenwing Black Knights up. I mean, Azrael up. I guess I don't, like, again, like, I don't understand why they're nickel and diming these, because like most of the time right now, I guess I know, I guess they are people are taking Azrael actually, because right now people are taking the Lion and some other characters. I think Azrael's the one that can. Is he not? Azrael's the chapter master, is he not? Why do I not remember if Azrael's a chapter master? Azrael's the one that you slap into your Deathwing squads, right? Your Deathwing Knight squads. Oh my god, how do I not know how to spell Azrael? Azrael. I like how Wapedia, right? Huh. Why Dark Angels? My god. I'm just like, Space Marines. Okay, let's try that one. There we go. We'll get there eventually. We fly by the seat of our pants here. Dangles. Gladius. Doesn't even matter. Azrael. Inner Circle Companions. Why did you go up? Because he got dev wounds and anti-infantry? Yeah, he's the chow. He can't lead his Deathwing Knights. So he's going into Inner Circle Companions. So he went up 10. The Raven Wing, because I know they're using Wrath of the Rock. And the Wrath of the Rock uses like the line with the Inner Circle Companions to try to hold the line against Victrix. Chaos Laminator down, Rodigus up. Yep, makes sense. I don't know why they nerfed Azrael other than he might be good with Inner Circle Companions. You take that 6 brick. Drukari, Ravager down, Reavers up. Ravager going down is okay. You know, it's 5 points. You know, you take like 1 or 2 of them. I think sometimes you take 3. Reavers going down kind of sucks. They didn't adjust any of that list. That was like, oops, all the Covenant Coterie. No, which one was it? Which is the one that was the oops all witches? I forget which attachment was. That was from the World Championship where they had like 50 witches on the field. So the Reavers are going up in 10 for that 6 model because they're actually surprisingly good. They're quick and they have a lot of damage on them. I can understand that. Emperor's Children, they brought everything else down except for the Winged Demon Prince for some reason. The Winged Demon, like they like kind of like created a detachment, right? It wasn't the new detachment. They like tried to like rapid eviscerate. Which one was it? They had a new, what was it, the Coterie, right? There was one that's like, oh yeah, your Demon Prince with wings, it gets slightly better. And then they've raised the points cost on it. And it's like the only builds I was seeing had these 3 Demon Princes with it. Like you take 3 of them at all times, or at least one of them. Like I don't know. I played against Emperor's Children once or twice before the nerfs, and then now they got even more nerfs, and it's like, what's the point? Like, oh, cool. Like which they even they like buffed Chaos Land Raider, and they didn't lower its points for them, so it's even better. Nuclear Cults, nothing. I think they had a change as well that they like. I think it was them, or it might have been somebody else. Grey Knights, okay, cool. Like, what do Grey Knights have a problem with? Anti-tank. What are the only anti-tank options? Grandmaster, you got the Nemesis Dread Knights, and they're only the Grandmaster ones because I know people don't take the standard one, or if they do, they're taking because they're out of Grandmaster Dread Knight spots because like it's only 15 points more for one of these guys. Interceptor squads and Purgation squads. What does a Purgation squad have? They have silencers, so they're just like slightly better bolters. 230 points. Oh, well, they have like those flamers. 230 points for some flamers. My God. Interceptor squad's okay. Okay, that's the one thing I see people take that are infantry wise. Like, oh, why aren't they taking Terminators? Maybe because Terminators suck. You know, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Terminators are the best in Grey Knights, but like this just kind of seems like nothing because they have nothing. They don't have any way to like deal with some of the stuff. Like they're just kind of feels like almost an Imperial Agent situation where they just don't have the actual data sheet profiles to fight, and like lowering their points is like, oh, they're either going to become so dirt cheap that they can flood the board with interceptors or not. Imperial Agents, if you're still an Imperial Agents player after this long, kudos to you, man. Okay. Imperial Knights, everything down because they realized that, oh, well, outside of like Canis Rex and these guys, which one was it? Outside of Canis Rex, the actual codex wasn't super amazing, but which is funny because like they increased the points by like 30 last time, and now they're going back down. It's like, oh, might have been a little too harsh, you know, because like they went from seeing Imperial Knights everywhere to maybe there's no Imperial Knights anymore. Leagues of Votan, yeah, the Trevarg Cyber Implant going up 10 points. It was most likely decent for 30. I don't know why they even let these things exist at 40. Like, I hate enhancements that are 40 points is ridiculous because like I have 2 in Tau that are 40 points and they're unplayable. So I'm assuming this is now unplayable, or people are literally just going to eat it up. And let's find it. What does that do? It's probably you point and something dies. I had to do that every time I get flashbang because it's just a joke. Okay, which one was it? The Brand Fast Oath Band. Okay, Trevarg. Each time a variant uses substitute if it disbarked from a transport or if you spelled 2 yield points till the end of phase. Oh yeah, sustain 2 on disembark from a transport. Of course, yeah, that's why it's 40 points. What are you kidding me? You throw that like a call and like freaking anything else. You know, the Steeljack just hop out of something. That's nuts. Everything else down. Yeah, I can see it. I don't think anyone's taking Steeljacks at all. Necrons, no changes. Probably not. Probably concerning. Okay. So here is where I rant. I'm gonna have a bit of a rant. So we'll just go through the quick changes. Lieutenant doesn't matter. No one takes him. Corsoro Khan, that's cool. He's down. Eradicator's going down. Cato Sicarius went down 25 points, but I'm pretty sure that's the new one, not the old one everyone takes. Interior Devastators went up. Makes sense. Aggressors went down. Eighth and Sean went up. Makes sense. Okay. Here's my problem. The Vanguard vets, because they're in it, and then you got Victrix. And then a Stormspeeder Thunderstrike. I don't even know which one that is. I'm pretty sure it's not the one that it's either the one that removes cover or not. And then Victrix went down for the 3-man, went up for the 6-man. For some reason. So I'm just gonna say Space Marine changes, they did fucking nothing. They're not gonna make it. Okay, cool. I dropped 3 Victrix Guard I dropped 3 Victrix Guard from my list as an Ultramarines player. Big fucking whoop. You know, did nothing. They kind of hit Shadow Mark Talon, and if you're a White Scars player, you can have your foot con and have some fun. Okay. I'm gonna just say right now, I'm gonna put a timestamp in for right here. If you don't want to listen to the rant, it's probably be a few minutes. I'm gonna put a timestamp so you can skip it. It's gonna go over a lot of stuff that's upsetting me recently with Games Workshop. So we'll start off right now. So if you skip it, I'll put the timestamp in. Just skip, move on. Don't listen to it. I don't mind. It's gonna get into some stupid crap about this entire game, and it's been frustrating me for a while. So you've been warned. Getting into it. Here's my problem. The first one, right? Victrix Guard on their own, they're not an issue. All right. I think that the main reason they released Victrix Guard is because Ultramarines, they're the last set of detachments that didn't get what they wanted, so they got to release Ultramarines with them. And now we have every other non-compliant chapter has their Blade Guard equivalent. So now we got Victrix. The thing that annoys me, right, is that you have Kaito Sicarius, and then you have Captain Sicarius, and you have Marnius Calgar, and then you have Marnius Calgar Antolocus, right? You have double of the same fucking data sheet, right? That has slightly different rules, and now they have different points costs for some god-awful reason. And the best part is that every other faction that has something like this, or they have 2 of the same, like Tau, right? Tau got their stealth suits re-released, right? Instead of having 2 stealth suit data sheets where you have the 1 3-man, and then you have the XV26 for the new one, so you could keep the old ones. The fucking Ultramarines, the Smurfs, get to have fucking they get to have 4 data sheets of characters that do the same thing, that do literally the same thing. Oh, the new Kaito Sicarius model, he's just an Emperor's Champion. It's like, oh, you know what Ultramarines need? An Emperor's Champion model. Oh, so fucking cool. You go to Marnius Calgar, you're not taking the Terminator one, right? They should have legends, the standard Marnius Calgar and the Captain Sicarius. They should have legend them both. Whichever ones are the old ones, they should have legends them, and they should have only had the new ones. That's it. That's all they should have done. You want to know why they didn't? It's because Games Workshop is losing money. They're clearly losing money. They needed something to be. There's 3 options really, right? 1, they're stupid. 2, I'm not putting that behind them. 2, they're losing money because they're making poor financial decisions, and their new boxes, the Christmas boxes aren't selling well. The hate from their decisions on like lore aspects are causing irrevocable damage to the IP. You know, fucking people care about culture war more than buying models. Who would have thought? You have people that you have mouthpieces for their company actively targeting, you know, their constituents that they want to purchase from. America has tariffs on, so people in America aren't buying, so they raise prices. But they didn't just raise prices in America; they were prices everywhere by like 5-10%. It's like, oh well, we gotta put prices up because of tariffs, and it's like, well, why is everyone else going up in prices? So that the people aren't buying as much. So now they got all this. Well, we need to have our stock for this quarter. You know, like the Q1, the Q4 of 2025, we need to have a little bit more money involved. And if we don't, there's going to be problems. So our shareholders are going to be mad. So what's going to sell? Oh my God, what have you done? What's going to sell? You know what's going to sell? More fucking Ultramarines. That's what's going to sell. So that was a problem. So how do they sell this? Oh, well, they need Victrix Guard. Well, they need to increase sales on Victrix Guard because, you know, they're $70 a box for 3. If you want to be competitive, you need 6 of them. You know, you need 18. So you're gonna buy 6 of these boxes at $70 a pop. We can assume there's gonna be 1,000 people buying them for their at that. So that's a lot of money we're losing by keeping them not good. So we got to keep them at decent. 240 points for 60. This is insane. Like, they're almost impossible to kill, right? It's like, oh well, no, actually they're -1, 2-up save with a -1 to wound at fucking 4 wounds a model. That's completely fine. Oh, they also have armor of contempt and double -1 to wound if you need it. They're completely fine, and that's ridiculous. Okay, Marnius, like them being attached, like Marnius Calgar and Kaido Sicarius being attached, you get this big 10-man super bob that's just like, oh yeah, they're impossible to kill. Good luck. It's like, okay. And you have you compound it with like, oh, they're having issues with their monetary. Like, clearly they're increasing prices because they have to every single year, because if they don't, they're not going to make as much sales numbers. They need to keep releasing garbage because their current, you know, outside of the new character models for Space Marines, what are they releasing in Christmas time? Like, what did they release? Like, their box sets that nobody bought. They made like 100 of them and nobody cared. They're still on Amazon. You know, they're not even sold out. I think the only one that sold out was the Space Marine one. Everything else took like weeks to sell out. Even the scalpers didn't buy them because they were so ass. You know, like the Tau one, I'm pretty sure still in stock. You know, and it's just like they care more. Like, obviously they need money. This is clearly showing that they monumentally messed up. So they need to push some numbers. And the way they're doing that is by selling Space Marines. Like, who would have thought? I'm surprised there wasn't a Victrix lieutenant that came out, right? And it's annoying because they're they don't want to make new stuff. Like the Victrix the Victrix Guard are indicative not of an issue with Ultramarines or Space Marines. It's indicative of Games Workshop as a company. They'd rather put more resources into Space Marine. They put like I guarantee like 90% of all sales are Space Marines, right? Either Chaos or Imperial, right? They're going to put all their funds into making that. Like, they're like, there was more Space Marine releases this year than the entirety of every other release. Like, it's not even close. Like, it's ridiculous, and it's just like, oh, okay, all this money. But yeah, let's move on. That's my rant done. It's not. I'm probably gonna make a whole video. Who knows? Chaos Space Wolves. They all went cheaper. Who would have thought? They're not doing too hot character wise. Tau Empire. Another rant time. Okay. What's wrong with Tau? So before this update, the Tau got a substantial nerf with stealth suits going up, right? Stealth suits being 110 points is a massive nerf. Breachers going down to 90. Okay. Like, breachers were they're okay, and now they're still okay. I think they're not terrible. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not trying to like pretend breachers going down to 90 isn't amazing. It's just the reason that them being 100 points was already like was already way overpriced. At 90, I still think they're kind of overpriced, but that's just me, because at like 100 points, they're like, why am I not, I'm just gonna spend 10 points more to take Star Scythes. At 90 points, they're like, okay, if I want some more infantry after taking my 3 squads of Pathfinders, I'll take some breachers. I get it. Like, breachers are good. They're just, into the current meta, breachers just aren't going to do anything, right? What was it? Fucking strength 6, right? Strength 6 AP1, right? Oh my God. Can you? Okay, babies, you got to move. Can you move, sweetheart? Excuse me. Move. Get up. Oh my gosh. The nerve of some kittens that just want to sit on my stuff. No, breacher team. Come over. Go over there. So there's strength 6 AP1 hitting on 3s, 2 shots at 10, range 10. 90 points now, that's pretty good. You know, don't get me wrong, they're them being able to get reroll wound rolls on objective markers is nice. Problem. You're shooting into Victor's Guard, right? AP1 means nothing to them because they'll just armor of contempt. Okay, so now I'm just gonna pop, you know, pinpoint counter offensive or coordinated engagement, whatever that gives me an extra AP. They're still -1 to wound. So instead of wounding them on 3s, you're wounding them on 4s. Okay, so you're at they have cover. Okay, well you get a marker light. Well, if you marker light, you're not getting the benefit. So you're running with Pathfinders and you Pathfinder hop out with you, Breacher team hops out, they start shooting. It does it you ignores cover through marker light through a Pathfinder or something. And you get maybe you hit them on 2s, you getting them onto a 3 up. They're 1 damage shots. So I think mathematically you get 20 shots. Let's say you hit 18 times. You get through their armor 6 times. You kill 1 and you half another. And now they move 6. Like now they surge move to you 6 and now they're 4 inches away. And now they're closer to you. And all for 25 points, basically. For 25 points, shooting into Victrix Guard, they just surge move to you. It's not like it's not doing enough. It's just I'm just saying, like, I would not take Breachers into the current meta. I can see it. There's probably like shooting into Sicarians as well. Like, okay, you're -1 to hit. You don't ignore that, so you're still hitting on 3s, even if you and then you're within 18, so they're not -1 to hit actually. I just don't know. I don't know. I think Breachers are okay. Strike team's going down 5 points is fucking nothing. They I'm sorry, at 70 points a model for strength 5 AP0 shooting. It's way too much. Way too much. Riptides and Skyrise going up is a slap in the face. It's like, okay, my Breachers, people think Breachers going down 10 points makes them back on the menu. The only things that were going to actually kill anything decent in the current meta of like Victrix, where you're targeting like Victrix Guard profiles alongside like Dreadnoughts, the only things dealing damage to them are Riptides and Skyrays. And guess what just went up 10 points? What the fuck? So the two of the 3 units that are like the core of every Tau list that was doing decently was the 3 units were Pathfinder, Stealth Suits, and Riptides. You nerf Stealth Suits, and now you're nerfing Riptides. Mind you, Riptides should be 200 points. Like that's they should be 200 points. I get it. They should be. The Skyray nerf? What the fuck? Now a Skyray is costing, where's a Hammerhead? Hammerhead. How much is the Hammerhead? The Hammerhead should be 135, right? Or is it? No, 145. Skyrays are now 5 points more than a Hammerhead. Hammerheads have equivalent shooting on their first round of firing, and they tend to work better with the railgun. I just don't see it, man. I don't know why. Like, I get it. Tau were sitting at a 48% win rate. And with Breachers, you assume they're going to go up to like a 48.5. Because now you have people taking Breachers into the meta that eats Breachers. Riptides going up with Stealth Suits, I think, is going to be a massive change. And you're going to see massive list changes because now 600 points for 3 Riptides is pretty big. That's a huge points investment now. It was already kind of big to take 3 of them, but you had to because they're just the best things. Now I'm not too sure. I think 2 of them are pretty good. Maybe making, because like for 200 points, you can get a Breacher Fish combo or a Riptide. And it's like, what do you got to pick? So that's a problem. Stormtroopers going down 40 points. That's nice. Just kind of goes to show that the Tau Titanics are way overpriced. What's a real sad day for me is that the big tuna didn't go down. My tuna mayo is still 790 points when it should be 700. There's no reason why the Storm Surge going down, because the Storm Surge went up in points at the start of the edition because Knights were good and the Storm Surge wasn't. And same with the Taunar. The Taunar used to be 700 points. Now it's still 790, after the points changes to it that I received at the start of the edition because it had the Titanic keyword. And the Storm Surge went down to closer to its original points value. And I really wish the Town R would too. Hopefully that happens. Next thing, nothing Kroot got touched. No Kroot were harmed in the making of this video, I suppose, because yeah, the tower now just going to be Kroot only. Kroot Carnivore's not going up is insane. Rampagers, like the Rampager is like the best data sheet in the codex, like for what it does. You know what kills Victrix Guard? Fucking Rampagers. Oh, they're gonna fight on death. Not if I mortal wound you in the movement phase and the shooting phase and the fight phase and the charge phase before you can fight on death. I'll kill half of your squad just in mortals at the start of it before you even have a chance to swing back. But yeah, I because like normally what you do is right, you'd have a Pathfinder squad or a stealth team guide your Riptide, and then the Victrix player would AOC Armor of Contempt, so they reduce the AP on the Riptide, right? And then you'd counter that by popping your own AP stratagem. So you're 1-to-1. They got to save on 6s. Every failed save's a dead Victrix. You have to do it. Now your Pathfinders, if you're in Montcog, get that extra little bit pip of AP. So now your AP2 Ions or AP3, so that can actually do some damage. So you might actually be able to pick up a squad on one round of shooting. So that was kind of like one thing you could do. So like, I don't know. I think we're still okay as Tau. I just like, just frustrating, man. It just frustrates me. Thousand Suns points increase for those guys. Everything else down. That seems cool, I guess. Didn't they increase? Oh no, the 10 mans are still 190, but the hundreds they're down. Okay, I think they're rolling back some of the nerfs. Nids, Carnifexes, holy Jesus. They want people to take Carnifexes, it seems. That's it. That's all I can say. Carnifexes are on the menu. Be prepared. Screamer Killer, they're going to make that thing 100 points, and people still aren't going to take it. It's too big. It's just too big of a model. World Eaters. Oh, it would have been so funny if the World Eater Forge Fiend went down in points. Angron down. Damn it. Slaughterbound up 15. Lord on Juggernaut up 15. Okay, well. Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, I just got my brother a ton of World Eater stuff, and I wanted to play 1,500 points, and we were short a couple points, but this is nice. This is nice. Angron going down is okay. I don't think he's in every list anymore. Slaughterbound going up is kind of bad. Goremonger's going down. No one takes him. Lord on Juggernaut's okay. Did they didn't even touch Legends. Okay, so that's the end of the data slate. Overall, it's a nice data slate, like most of the game's pretty balanced already. These are like just some like nickel and dimes in certain places. It's kind of heavy-handed against World Eaters here. 15 points, the Lord on Juggernaut. I get it, but like, dang. And those are some pretty hefty, like Berserker Warband. Like, I feel bad for World Eaters. I don't know why that happened. I guess they're okay. Everything else seems pretty normal. Like outside of Eldar and like the travesty that is the Codex Space Marines, nothing else seems pretty bad. Like I guess maybe if you're really like maybe Votan, like all this might be nice, but like I don't think so. Like the nickel and diming on Imperial Knights until they get to like a points cost that's okay for them to exist in the game. Nothing really stands out to me outside of the Eldar changes alongside Ad Mech obviously needed to happen. So it's like there's nothing like super massive, like, oh my god, somebody dropped down 100 points, but there's nothing really here outside of the Space Marine changes, Eldar and Ad Mech, which were like the three front runners. And I think we're gonna see even more Space Marines, because like from what I've been seeing from lists this week that have adopted it, people just dropped to 2 6-man Victrix squads and then a 3-man squad, and then They just adjusted from that. And then there's some Dark Angels are doing pretty good, you know, because Wrath of the Rock Dark Angels can actually fight. They could go toe to toe with they can kind of slam into Victrix Guard and do pretty well. But other than that, yeah, I think that's it. Most of the changes are kind of mediocre. There's some like the Tau are kind of fun because I have a few list ideas for Tau where it involves like 4 Devilfish, where you have like 2 Pathfinders and 2 Breachers in Devilfish, which could be kind of fun with the Scout. Where you have 4 Scouting Devilfish could be nice. Other than that, I don't know. I think Guard are going to be pretty nuts. Eldar got hit. They got hit pretty hard. I could see them going from top 3 armies to maybe middling. I could be wrong though, because the Eldar players are really good, but they got a lot of their skill based abilities got hit pretty bad. So we'll see how that ends up. I think Tau are gonna be below 50. Eldar probably gonna be below 50. Black Templars below 50% win rates. Demons seem pretty cool. I've seen some lists from demons. I play against demons like once every couple of months. Knights, I don't know. They're just kind of the same lists because, you know, they only have like 8 data sheets and they're all pretty much the same. They're just different weapon combos. But yeah, I think that's it. I think that's it. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Really do appreciate it. Have a great day.